Okay, today we are showing the Easy Fold T-Master 2 with the LS4200 long sleeve attachment and the ability that this machine has to do long sleeve fleece hoodies. Once again, it's the T-Master 2. Keep in mind the LS4200 also is available as an attachment for the Easy Fold 2000. Now we're going to show you a couple different ways that this shirt can be fed through the machine. There are several different options depending on the customer's preference. The first configuration we're going to do would be to take the automatic feed table out of the system, and we're going to show you how we would do a manual feed on a long sleeve fleece hoodie. Now, one of the ways to feed this in a manual configuration is to lay the garment out. We can have the hood straight back, and once we're ready to feed, simply slide the garment forward into the machine. The LS4200 will pre-tuck the sleeves. The T-Master 2 finishes the fold sequence and discharges. Now, once it discharges folded, there are several different options as well. As you can see, this hood ended up over the top of the garment as it came out. Most customers prefer to see the artwork of the garment. So at that point, prior to final pack out, the hood can be flipped under the garment and packed out that way. It's really a matter of customer preference. Okay, now we're going to show one other way to feed the garments with the manual table configuration. Some people, rather than have the hood out and folding it under at the end of the fold process, would rather that hood be folded within the garment. If that's the case, we'll take the garment, lay it out like normal, and fold the hood under the garment prior to feeding. Once that's done, we'll manually feed the garment. Once again, the LS4200 tucks the sleeves, the T-Master 2 folds the garment, and the garment comes out completely folded with the hood folded to the interior of the garment. So there's no other configuration needed or no other fold needed prior to bagging or placing in the final ship carton. Okay, now that we've shown you the way we can do it with a manual table configuration, I'm going to put the air pressure back onto the automatic feed table. Now the feed table will be in the automatic mode, which means I will have to trip the photo eye that's located on the table prior to the cycle starting for the fold procedure. Now, I'll lay the garment out the same way I did in the manual feed configuration. The bottom of the garment lined up with the edge of the table, the hood laying straight back, and I'll start the feed sequence. Essentially, after that, the same thing that occurred prior is occurring again. Now at this point, I can choose to leave the hood out, leave the hood foot forward, or in most cases, flip the hood around the rear of the garment. Now once again, instead of leaving that hood out, as I'm placing this garment on the table, I'll fold the hood back behind the garment prior to placing it on the table. Start the in-feed. And the garment discharges with the hood folded to the interior of the garment. Now with that demonstrated, I'll go ahead and I'll run through 2 or 3 garments in a row, and I'll even configure them a little differently. The first one I'll configure with the hood folded to the interior. The second one I'll configure with the hood out of the back.
line 1, Don line 1.